Dude, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
America!
Yep, we are being conquered without a shot even being fired, ladies and gentlemen. We are being taken over without a single spark. Yeah, we got to talk about the border today, which I'm sure you guys guessed from that first clip. A lot going on, including a prominent radio host who we have talked about in the past, Charlamagne the God, who is now admitting Democrats are in trouble with this one. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And I've got some other clips that I want you guys to check out before we get to that one, too. Now, let's dive in.
President Trump, illegal immigration was at a 45-year low, down 83%. Unprecedented. And the only thing that upsets me about Ron DeSantis, he talks about he could have done more. We built 465 miles of wall. President Trump did things. I worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. No president has done more to secure this nation, protect this country than Donald Trump. Regardless if you like him or not, you can't deny the unprecedented success he had on our border that saved lives.
And I wanted to show that clip because, you know, the Democrat narrative is they inherited a problem. This was already an issue before, you know, Biden took office. It was not an issue. Not an issue at all. As a matter of fact, if Trump had his way, we would have had a wall all across our southern border. Now, is just a wall going to stop people from coming? No, of course not. But I'm sure that wouldn't have been the end. I'm sure he would have pushed to have more border agents, right? Roaming there. And hey, listen, I've got some ideas on how to secure the border. I think I could definitely get it secured and ain't nobody crossing. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee my idea of securing the border would absolutely secure it. Ain't nobody crossing, okay? But he wasn't the only one that spoke about the border. Check out this clip as well.
The American people, as you know well, Maria, are ready for Mayorkas to be impeached and removed from office. This is what I expect from the administration, however. They've stonewalled this. They are responsible 100% for this crisis at the southern border. And ultimately, we have to hope that even with a thin majority, that the House Republicans are going to stick to their guns and actually impeach him, because that's what the American people are looking for.
But what does that mean when it gets to the Senate? Doesn't it die?
It does, but one thing that Republicans might want to keep in mind today on the issue of the border, on the issue of spending, is that they have the political will at their backs. And it's about time, speaking on behalf of millions of Americans, that Republicans spend some of that political capital. Chairman Green is exceedingly articulate on this issue. They need to sort of turn the tables on Chuck Schumer for once and put the pressure on him and his party, because they're the ones responsible for this.
It's incredible that we're not seeing any movement from the Democrats. You made the point during the commercial break with me that the Republicans in the House passed H.R. 2. It was the most important policy that they pushed forward, and yet you've got Karine Jean-Pierre saying that it's the Republicans' fault that the border is open.
One of the reasons that the press secretary gets away with that is because our friends, the conservatives in Congress, good men and women all, get skittish. At the very time that they need to be using this political will to advance the will of the American people, which is to close the border, to send H.R. 2 back to the Senate, they decide that they're going to get caught up in shutdown politics. We don't want a shutdown, but a shutdown is a lot less harmful to the American people than what continues to go on at the border every single minute. As we sit here, there are hundreds of illegal aliens crossing the border, as you know, Maria. It's time for Republicans in D.C. to actually grow a spine and push this back to the Senate and put the political pressure on them.
No, it's okay. We aren't going to rely on those Republicans. We are going to rely on ourselves, and I have a list. Let me see if I can find it again. Of all of the Republicans who voted in order to keep this government running without having border security. I'm trying to see if I can find that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. So, here's the list. Here's a list of 107 Republicans who betrayed their promises and voted to fund Biden's corrupt government on a continuing resolution. Shout out to Joey here, right there, for this list. Yep. Looks like we're going to have to be making some phone calls today, baby. Gonna have to make a lot of phone calls. I'll scroll kind of slow. You can pause to check out the list if you need to, because it is 107 names. Like I said, pause it if you need to. Pause it if you need to. Or actually, you can put the video in slow motion too, depending on what you are watching. Actually, no, I think you can do it on all platforms or all ways of viewing. So yeah, there's the list. There's the list. Let me scroll back to the very bottom. Okay. You got that? You got that? You got that? Pause if you need to. Put it in slow motion if you need to. I just want to make sure everyone sees who these folks are. Okay? I just want to make sure everybody knows exactly who these folks are. So when they try to come back and preach about, oh, border, there's an invasion on the southern border. Well, when you had an opportunity to do something about it, you didn't. So you know what? We the people will do something about it. And you know what that's going to be? Getting you sorry sons of pieces of you know what, okay? I'm going to censor myself here. Out of office. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to get some true Republicans into office. That's what we're going to do. No, long gone are the days of the rhinos. We know who they are. We saw the list. But here is the clip of Charlamagne giving the Democrats a dose, a heavy dose of doomsday serum. Check it out.
Man, of doing morning radio and speaking to working class people every single day. I have the privilege of being involved in my community from New York to New Jersey to South Carolina, where I get to look people in the eyes and have real conversations with them, and people are really concerned about this issue. Like I honestly have never spoken to as many people who are concerned about the migrant issue as I have over the past year. And I mean, I've heard everything from the gang MS-13 overrunning neighborhoods. I've heard what we saw just happened in New York City, where the migrants, they took 2,000 migrants and put them in the school and made the school stay home, made the students stay home and do school via Zoom. And that was a big issue. Like, I mean, people were calling the radio station, that was just this week, really, really, really complaining about that. So I've never seen, working class people who I interact with every day until this past year really, really, really express their frustration for the migrants. And it's not even just the people. Like, you see politicians who once, championed having the migrants in the city, like the mayor Eric Adams of New York. Now they're like, yo, hold up. This is too much. We've heard Vice President Kamala Harris say, hey, don't come. Like, we've seen that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a real big issue. And, immigration, something like immigration will never be resolved because of the filibuster. Like, the only things that pass are issues where they remove the filibuster. So you would need Republicans and Democrats to come together and create some comprehensive immigration reform. But, for whatever reason, they don't seem to be able to do that. Of course, he's the president of the United States of America. If he can take credit for the good things that happen in this country, he has to take credit for the bad as well, because those things happen on his watch, And I'm telling you, people are going to go to those sound bites, and they're going to go to those sound bites where they saw, the President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and Mayor Eric Adams and all of these other, liberals and Democrats, they're going to go to those sound bites of them welcoming them into sanctuary cities. And I mean, when Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott pulled that stunt where they were, shipping migrants to these sanctuary cities, dropping them off, right in front of, the vice president's house, as cruel as that was, as inhumane as that was, it was effective. Clearly it was effective, because it made a lot of those Democrats start singing a different tune. And I mean, the voters see that, And so what does that look like to the voter? Just on the surface, it looks like Republicans were right about the issue and Democrats got it wrong. And now a lot of Democrats are starting to sound like the Republicans sounded. So it makes a lot of people say, well, damn, Republicans were actually right on that issue. Just on the surface, just plain on the surface, that's how it looks, to the average voter.
Close the border. You guys remember that clip with AOC, Jerry Nadler and the crew, in front of the hotel with the migrants and, their constituents in New York were outside, right, yelling the whole time while they're trying to do their little press run, AOC and Jerry Nadler and the crew, on how wonderful this hotel is and their idea of housing the migrants in this hotel. And all you hear in the background is close the border, and they're just ignoring the crap out of them. These Democrats don't care about the American folks. They don't. They preach that all day and every day, but they don't actually care. And the proof, it's right there. The proof is in the eating. As Joe Biden would say. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'll never forget about that line. Goodness gracious, man. I need to put together a compilation of Joe Biden gaffes, man. It's about time we get another one going. The proof is in the eating. I just lost my train of thought. Goodness gracious. Pardon me. What was I? They're just ignoring. They were ignoring the crap out of the voters right there. They were right there on their face. They could hear them the entire time that they were trying to do this little press conference right outside of this hotel. Close the border, and just smiling in their face, just ignoring the crap out of them, right? And you see it time and time again with everything. I mean, look at the folks in Chicago as well. They're complaining just the same. Has anything changed in Chicago? Nope. Not at all. Not at all. See, and also, I could go down a long list, about, weapons of war. You see Democrats always come out whenever there's a tragedy that happens. Oh, we got to take away the guns. But you never see them in Chicago talking about it when black people are, getting pine boxed on a weekly and daily basis due to guns. You never see them there, though. Just only when they could try to take more of our rights away. Interesting how that works. They don't truly care about the people, man. They care about themselves. They care about themselves. I mean, and like Joe Biden said, the proof is in the eating. I'm sorry, I had to do it again. I had to. I couldn't help myself. It was just right there, Goodness gracious. But yeah, as I always say with these types of things, man, I hope this continues. And I know some of you are like, wait, come on now, Rich, wait, what? Why would you say something like that? Because it only wakes more people up to what's actually happening and the truth of it, right? It was the same thing I said with Trump and all of the indictments. I was like, indict him some more. Give him an indictment out of every single state, okay? Out of every single state. Matter of fact, give him 2 out of every single state. Like, just throw so many at him that it's impossible for anyone to ignore how foolish this stuff is. So keep letting the people in. Keep letting them in until it's impossible for anyone to ignore how terrible of an idea this actually is. Y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.